Tell me, Liam, how's your season going so far?
Well, you can probably tell from the position in the table, it's not going too good. It's been tough. I mean, from the start of the season, we got Owen Coyle as manager. We've been going through, the troubles with the owners and transfer embargo and so on. And not many fans wanted Owen Coyle because, obviously, being an ex-Burnley manager, Wigan, Bolton, and it wasn't a very motivational or inspiring appointment. So we kind of expected to be in a dogfight, and it's gone as we expected. And we started very badly, but we've kind of started to pick up at least a bit more entertaining performances, I suppose, one way you can look at it. But obviously, we don't want to be down where we are at the moment.
So do you put the start down to the manager or to the owners or the players or a mix of everything?
It's definitely a mix of everything. I mean, you can't blame Owen Coyle for everything that's gone on. I'd say one thing that seems a problem with Owen Coyle is he's quite tactically naive, and one thing I've noticed is how unfit our team seems to look compared to how it was last season under Paul Lambert, and that's telling with the amount of goals we're conceding late on, which if you take away the last 10 minutes, we'd pick up a few more points and we'd be out of the bottom three. But you're never going to achieve anything when you're selling your best players. For example, Graham Hanley going to Newcastle, and we lost Shane Duffy as well, and in the past couple of seasons you had Jordan Rhodes and Rudiger Stead to that, and we're just picking up free transfers, so you're never going to improve a team, and you're not going to stay competitive if you continue to do that, are you? So it's hard circumstances to succeed in, but we expect a bit better performance-wise and a bit more fight from our team than what we're seeing at the moment.
You mentioned Grant Hanley obviously coming to us. What did you make of that transfer? Do you think it was the right move for the club?
We kind of expected him to move on, perhaps to a Premier League club, although I do expect, and you probably do as well, Newcastle to jump up this season. It was outgrowing the club, and the same with Shane Duffy going to Brighton, who are also fighting to go up. And it's a shame because that's where we want to be fighting in them kind of positions, and we're losing our players to rival clubs in the league. But it's a good move for him. I mean, I think he had to move on to better himself because he was outgrowing the club, and in the situation we're in financially, that kind of money we need to take it, unfortunately.
I mean, it's been a long time since obviously you guys won the Premier League all those years ago. What's happened to you guys?
Well, we were only a small town, so obviously what we achieved was beyond any expectations, and as the years went on, the money that Jack Walker had seemed to depreciate, and when he unfortunately passed away, the Walker's Trust continued to own us, but we were pulling a shoestring budget as money ploughed into the Premier League that we didn't quite have, so we were selling our best players throughout to stay afloat basically, and we were overachieving. Even you look 10 years ago, we were playing in the Europa League, so we were still doing a good job for a club of a town so small. But we did have to move on and find new owners, and just unfortunately for us, we've happened to pick one of the worst of the bunch. And when you have some owners that come in and think you can't be relegated from the Premier League, which is what happened when they took us over, they thought they could buy us, not put any money into the club, and just kind of use us as their PR scheme. And obviously it's not going to work like that, and we've suffered massively from their mistakes early on.
I mean, we thought we had bad owners, but judging by what you guys have got, we've got nothing on you lot, seriously. But
no.
Yeah. So what's your expectations for this season, man? Is it to steer away from relegation? Surely you want more from that.
Well, to be honest with you, and this is going to sound awful, the day Owen Coyle took over as manager, I put money down on Blackburn to get relegated. I was that confident in it.
Oh.
So I expect us to go down. But I think the way I'm looking at the table now, I think you look at Rotherham, they should probably go down. And then there's going to be a little clutch of 4 or 5 teams, including us, maybe Wigan. Burton might get dragged down into there, and it's going to be a dogfight, but that's what we expect, and unfortunately what we've got to put up with at the moment.
It sounds all doom and gloom at the moment, man. I feel for you, mate. Obviously, looking ahead to Saturday, in terms of our Newcastle fans' perspective, who do we need to look out for? Because obviously I know Sam Gallagher's on decent form, and then there's an ex-Mackham in the squad that I don't want to say his name right now. Is there anyone else that, you know, takes your eye and to look out for?
I think on the wings we've got a couple of good players in Ben Marshall and Craig Conway. Ben Marshall was a very talented footballer who perhaps could have got a move as well this summer. He was in the same bracket as Grant Hanley and Shane Duffy. He was probably our best player last season, in my opinion. He wanted a move and didn't get it, and now he started the season on poor form, perhaps because of that. And he started to pick it up a little bit now. But Craig Conway has probably been our most influential player of the season, but he's a bit slow. That's probably the only reason why he's not in the Premier League. His technical ability is fantastic. And then, like you say, up front, we've got some decent firing power with the options we've got. Shouldn't be in the relegation zone, really, when you've got people like Sam Gallagher, Danny Graham and Marvin Emnes, who have all shown glimpses of quality in the season, but they're kind of hot and cold. But our main problems are obviously our defensive options are really poor at the moment, and that's what's costing us.
So what's your expectations realistically for Saturday? Are you happy with a point, or you're going to go all gung-ho for it?
Oh, I'd bite your hand off for a point, but I'm thinking, if I was going to have to put money down on a score, I'd probably go for 3-1 Newcastle. I think we'll probably get a goal, but defensively, I don't think we'll be able to contain you.
And obviously, if you was Owen Coyle, what would your starting lineup be?
Ooh, well, I think I'd probably go with Jason Steele in goal, a back four, Jason Lowe, Gordon Greer, Darragh Lenihan and Derek Williams. Ben Marshall out wide with Corey Evans and Danny Guthrie, and Craig Conway on the other wing, and then Gallagher and Graham up front, 4-4-2.
Nice. So you're going to go with 3-1, is that your final offer?
Yeah, that's what I think it's going to be, unfortunately.
I'm happy with that, man. 3 points is 3 points, man. Appreciate your time, Luke, man. I appreciate it really much.
Alright, so it's any time, it's fine.
I'll take you're going to the game on Saturday?
I might be, I might be. I've got a couple of friends who are up at university in Newcastle, so it might be make a weekend of it.
Alright then, mate. If you do come down, give us a shout and we can catch up for a beer beforehand or after the game, man, depending on how the results go.
Brilliant, yeah, I will do.
Alright, mate. Take care of yourself, yeah?
You too.
See you later.
See ya, bye.
Bye.